Welcome everyone. I'm back on the set with my good friend Spencer Rutledge. Spencer, how are you today?
I'm just doing great, thanks.
So the last time we talked, you had a very interesting question for me, and I took a look at your notes, and I think this is even a better one because I think people are very confused about this portion of the buy-sell, a buy-sell of a business. So what do you got for us this week?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I'm on Bobby's mailing list, and so I get really useful information that comes out to me every week. And there was one really good article, it's right here, I got a printout of it, that talks about Goodwill and the importance of Goodwill. What is Goodwill and the importance of Goodwill? So as a partner in this business, I really do, I can relate to the importance of a lot of the things you're talking about. A strong reputation, name recognition, good location, important know-how and things like that. And so as we do these things, I know the value of our business is going to go up. And if we sold it, that goodwill portion on the balance sheet is going to be bigger and bigger and makes the business more valuable. So here's my question. I got that. But as a buyer of a business, I'm buying a business and I'm looking at it and I see goodwill, on the balance sheet, and, that's a pretty good size number. How important is goodwill to me as a buyer of a business?
As I said, excellent question. Very misunderstood topic. When you go down your list that you have here, goodwill represents a strong reputation, name recognition, good location, proprietary designs, trademarks, copyrights, trade services, and the list goes on to what goodwill includes. I have a much simpler way. You have your tangible assets. Your furniture, fixtures, and equipment, this nice stuff, those cameras, those screens and all that.
And that goes right on the balance sheet.
That goes right on the balance sheet. And then you have a line item called inventory. That goes on the balance sheet.
Another tangible asset.
Another tangible. So let's use a real instinct, is that this week I have a deal going through. It's $700,000.
Right.
And
This week,
tomorrow.
Wow.
Praise the Lord. It's one of those SBA deals that I talked about for many, many weeks with you, that if they got closed by tomorrow's the deadline date, this guy's going to have his first 6 months of principal and interest paid for him.
Wow.
So, but he's taking a big leap of faith here, because out of the $700,000, $25,000 is allocated for the furniture, fixtures, and equipment, the assets.
Right.
$10,000 is being allocated for the inventory. And we're allocating another $25,000 for the non-compete agreement, so that if the sellers ever get silly and try to open up something, he has a tangible number there to sue against. So what does that tell you? That tells you that business, it's in the flooring industry, is selling for $640,000 worth of goodwill.
Wow.
So a lot of people just would have a hard time digesting that. But, you got to go to the other side of it. You got to go to the seller side. If you're a buyer, you have to go to the seller side and say, okay, these people have spent the last 20 years of their life making these, the name, making the relationships with the designers and the builders and the people in town, that everybody know them. And you're going to come in as a buyer and, I'm going to work with you for the next year, and I'm going to make all those introductions and those relationships and transfer what took me 20 years to do.
Wow. So goodwill is very, very important. I've learned from you that if I'm buying a business, I also look at another important line. It's called profit, annual profit. So I'm guessing that this business, if they had good books, would show profits of around $200,000, maybe $250,000 a year.
Yes.
Is that a good guess?
Yes. Because we work on basically a 2 to 3 time multiple. So in this particular business, they're netting somewhere in the $300,000 a year mark.
Right.
You talked about location earlier. Location has a lot to do with it. There's certain areas that are more desirable than other areas. And to me, I don't have any, what's better or what's not better. It's what's better for you and your family, where the schools are better, where the houses are better, where you feel more comfortable. So with these folks, they're buying into an area that, a lot of people just don't always go to this particular area. So to get them a buyer to come in and set up house in that area was a big win for them.
Good. Well, you've answered my question on Goodwill. It was a good conversation. And, I got to say, Bobby, that in the time that we've spent together doing your show, I've learned a lot from you. Am I a good student? Was that a pretty good guess?
Excellent, Spence. And, I probably left out the most important segment of this concept of goodwill. So every deal has this huge tax consequence. And one way the deal is structured is good for the buyer, and the other way it's good for the seller when it comes to taxes. Because in the eyes of the IRS, goodwill is taxed at capital gains as opposed to personal income. So when you have that much goodwill in a deal, well, it's really good for you, the seller, but it's not so good for the buyer, because the buyer would rather have all these assets that they could depreciate. So again, just trying to educate you on the ideas of buying and selling. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here again with us this week. And
well, I've learned a lot. And so if you're buying or selling a business, give you a call and
please give me a call. Bob Leone at Acquisition Experts, 772-621-0528. And again, Spence, really a pleasure having you on. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Bobby.
Bye-bye.